Hello there, mates. My name is Bakamichi, and I'm here to tell you the best way to enjoy Mello in the new update of Death Note, whatever the hell this game is called. Um, what are they? Death Note Killer Within. Yes, I was almost gonna say Death Note Among Us edition, but here's the deal. Straight to the point, mates. If you're looking to enjoy Mello in this game, feel free. Week one, maybe even week two. First 10 to 15 days of this release, feel free to lock in. Number one, lock in Mellow every time. Let everyone get used to him. Let everyone get used to it. See how dangerous and how deadly he could really be. Because, in all honesty, folks, I thought he would only have one kill a game. He gets one kill a round minimum, with the potential of getting multiple um, kills if he kills before and after Kira task. So just think about that for a second. We'll have to play around with it. I have not played with him yet, to be honest, but I know based off of the potential alone, this is what you want to do. You're gonna honestly want to stick with random. You want to stick with random because at random it becomes a fun mini game where maybe there's a mellow, maybe there's not. But he doesn't become a game wrecker where every time you're Kira, you have to keep an eye and a half over your shoulder, making sure before you kill L, you kill Mello. And then Kira starts acting every bit as sus as L. And now we're sussing L and Kira just as hard as anyone else. So, like, the true meta of this game is to eventually get to a point where everyone can kind of just play casual. Play average. Play like a normal human being. Play like a person. Let's all do our task, eh? Yeah. I think maybe the base settings should increase L task progress a little bit more. So here's my settings for you folks. If you're really trying to play the best game you could possibly play in this game, if you're trying to use Mello effectively, leave him on random. If you played a lot in week one, and you're tired of the mellow a little bit, put him to random. Don't take him out. Play him on random. Um, Kiro follower on one or random is not even a question. Kira needs a Kira follower if there's a mellow out there now. That's just with this new role, you just can't. Kira cannot. It just can't. Kira could not succeed without a follower in a world where there is an L and a mellow. It's just impossible. I mean, sure, you can get lucky, but it's maybe the mellow kills the L. Maybe the L, like, in all honesty, if you really want to just have the most fun possible, I would say put them both on random and just see what you get. Now, if you would have put them both on random, Death Note on. Because with Mello in the game, depending on how quickly you can kill. Well, let me put it to you like this. A good way to neutralize Mello is to turn Black Notebooks on because he can't just immediately suss everyone. And if he does, he's gonna be killing randoms left and right, and he's just not gonna get anywhere. But this does counter the idea that Mello can just kill whoever round in and round out. And I think the idea of introducing Mello is more the fact that now we have ways to eliminate people without Kira having to be the executioner. Because it was for a little bit, everyone was like, "Oh, Kira, Kira, kill this annoying prick, kill this asshole, kill this bastard," and it's like, cool, but when do I get the free time to do that? And do I kill the person who saw me? Yeah, no. Hmm. So, I say this: Black Notebooks on. Like, I put you to like this: if you're gonna leave, if you're gonna do mellow on, and you're gonna do say base settings basically, because I mean Kira follower, it would depend. It's like I wouldn't recommend Kira follower on random. I would recommend these settings here. Honestly, Kira follower must almost always be on. Mellow should be on random at all times. Black Notebook should be on, so when there is a mellow, he can't easily just pop, pop, kill, kill, because I think it's probably instantaneous. It didn't seem, I saw it in the trailer, and it didn't seem like there was any reason for anyone. Well, it didn't seem like there was any inputs. It just seemed like, oh, well, hit the button, and now he's dead. So if you saw someone pull out the black notebook, it would be you would have two options. If you're mellow, you want to pull that trigger as fast as possible, but it's a one button press. But if they pull out the notebook and they flick flick, right, before you can hit that button, what happens? You lose. Are these my settings? These are my settings. Oh my god. My settings are crazy. So here's my thing. I cut the progress on Kira. So my base settings, I don't know how they work anymore. So let's go over my base settings for 2 seconds. For 2 seconds, mates. Um, all the tasks on, sure. Toggle, I prefer toggle off, but so many people new to the game just can't deal with it. And it's kind of greasy because you know for a fact a lot of people who are new to the game just can't deal with it. So, um, toggle, let's just keep it on now, to be fair. But if I'm gonna keep toggle on, I'm gonna make the multiplier a little bit slower, yeah? To punish the fakers and mean that you have to actually act sus uh, in order to take my shit. Um, 1.2 feels fair. 1.3 is actually what pops up in my mind, but 1.2 is fair, but let's go with 1.3 just to truly punish without being bullies. Um, so this means if you're Kira and you see, here's my thing, like I prefer an aggressive Kira, and aggressive Kiras are more rewarded by a quicker ID theft time, whereas prolonging the situation only makes it harder because then you really do have to act sus, and if I act that sus by following you for a whole second and a half, basically feels like an eternity when you're playing. Know what happens? So I guess to counteract this, I prefer the game sped up if I'm going to speed up the timer. But if I'm going to slow down the timer, I would either keep it at base speed or even slow it down. But we're going to keep it at base just to not add to the advantage. Hmm. So as I said, I haven't played this game seriously since about the first week of December. But my settings used to be extremely Kira heavy or favorable. So, yes, dropping the accent is my real voice. I'm drinking alcohol, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it right now. So, if I stream any gameplay, you might see a little bit more. Well, I knew already. I was already falling out of the accent, so I'm just gonna go ahead and quit it while I'm ahead, and I'm just gonna do what sounds natural to me. So, bottom delivery task. So wait, set what task allow for ID acquisition and monitoring. So canvas task versus delivery task? That's something I've never really seen before. That's something I never really fucked with before. I don't even know if this was a setting. Probably was. I never really fucked with it. I'm gonna go with delivery task just to see what that's like. Because this means that for Team Kira, you can either take their IDs while monitoring people or while delivering. So you can't do both at the same time. I never knew that. It still sounds kind of weird. I kind of want to leave it on Canvas because I don't quite understand it. Please leave a comment if you know the difference between delivery task and canvas task on the ID acquisition setting. But as much as I played this game, this is one of the settings that I feel like I've been the most afraid to toggle, and thus I don't quite understand it yet. So, criminal inputs at 2 and criminal judgments at 8. Like I said, I used to appreciate an aggressive Kira, and I used to. Well, as you can see, I didn't like people Kiras that just did progress and all that extra stupid shit. But if I'm being honest, that's kind of what happened in the show that forced the task force to be more aggressive and to you know. So I don't know. It's a different thing, right? It's like if you want your Akiras to be aggressive, give them more tools, make it a little bit quicker to steal IDs. Um, but here's the thing. Here's my optimal settings, right? Let me just go ahead and tell you. It's like my optimal settings for Kira, toggle off, quicker ID theft, which also leads to quicker movement speed. I would argue I've gone crazy. Don't go to 5. 1.2 is perfect if you really want a little bit more speed, or just leave it at base. Criminal judgments at 2. I should do this at 2. Actually, huh? This is how I used to do it. And then at least 3, right? And then at least 3. Like this used to be my Kira heavy, Kira favorable stats. Because here's the deal: if you turn toggle off, it's a whole different game. You turn toggle on, fuck it. Why not? Let's just make everything normal again. Right? I'm still not gonna go back to normal. I'll go to 1.9, but it's like, and I also like 3. I'm a fan. I'm actually the, believe it or not, I'm the guy who started the 3 Kira kill meta. I started that. I did that. Yes, I did that. W did that. So, anyways, I almost forgot my name in this goddamn game. Um, so no, like realistically, these are probably the safest settings for any Kira. Period. Like I wish there was like a 7. Like if I can get 6 or 7, this would be perfect. But because I have to go between 5 and 9, I'm gonna go with 9. But I also like 9 for Kira. I mean for L as well. Um, because that just means he gets to use more cards throughout. the match. A lot of the times you get to round three and it's like, oh, you got no more cards left because you used two per round in the first two rounds, and then by round three you got nothing. I mean, by round four you got nothing. So, anyways, I do prefer notebooks on just because it makes a lot of people freak out. But again, not the best for newbies. This is great. Honestly, I feel like the game is broken without it. There are so many times where people touch me without this on, and I'm like, bro, you never even got close. What do you mean? But here's a fun fact, very fun fact. This determines the radius as well. So this equals a smaller radius. This equals a larger radius. Meaning, so even though it's slower to take your ID, I don't have to be as close to you to take your ID. So there's that. But this, if I'm doing a Kira favorable game, because here's another thing. When I was doing the Kira favorable, I was also doing Kira follower random. But now that there's a Mello, that's just not an option. And set number of canvassing tasks generated. Right. Number of. I mean, I think makes sense to do like investigator judgment inputs and canvas tasks the same. But since I don't do criminal inputs the same, I say you can pull up and call a criminal as fast as you can do a canvas task, and I think that's valid. But it's your choice. That one's pretty your choice. Joint investigations. You can only do one a day. Number of joint investigations. Four. When in God's name was that a thing? Four. Oh wait. Oh no. So when you do it, this is what that's what I remember that. I remember that. When you do set a joint investigation, as L, you do get four instead of three, which if nothing else, it keeps them tied together longer, and I prefer that. Nine L cards versus nine Kira cards makes sense. L tasks normally aren't done by idiots, so yeah, I would argue right here, if you want to have the best time in this game, these are the best and most tame settings for just about everything. This is a 90 second. Here's my thing. When the days are shorter and the meeting room is long enough, but not like super long, 150 is good because you'll probably waste a minute every time. You'll waste at least 60 seconds every fucking time trying to get everyone settled. And then you'll at least still have 90 seconds left to actually talk. And then if one person feels unheard, which is normally me, um, you can sit there and make everyone suffer for at least 60 to 50 seconds for being assholes. So I think these are perfect settings. You can make the day a little bit longer. I wouldn't go any shorter. I wouldn't go any longer. Mainly, a longer day means that when it's crunch time and L needs to run for their fucking lives, they're gonna have to do it for an eternity if it's any higher than 60. Because you have to understand, it says day night seconds, which means 60 seconds for the day, 60 seconds for the night. So double this time and realize that's how every round is gonna be. This is every meeting room. Simple. But yeah, I prefer the 90-second rounds because everyone gets their shit done. We have quicker games and then we can have longer conversations. Um, and it really puts Kira in a pinch. But you have to understand that Kira also has the ability to stop time and add 30, 45, 60 more seconds to the round. So that's why I go at 90 because Kira is going to use his shit every time. So if I put it on 120, it's gonna be more like 3 minutes around instead of 2 minutes around. So that's my point. I think these are the perfect settings as far as timing. I think this is the perfect settings as far as a semi-aggressive but less, demanding Kira that would work the best with the mellow role involved. Like I think these are the best Kira settings for having mellow involved. It's that simple. So it's like if you steal like Mellow's ID or something, he can shoot you next round. That's crazy. So if you don't have fucking toggle off while a Mellow's running around, Mello can run around and be like, "Oh, this nigga took my ID. Bet, bow, clock, clock, cling." So, anyways, while I do prefer notebooks myself, um, while I do prefer notebooks on myself because it's mellow, I would argue I think you keep it off at least at first because a mellow should be able to see someone pull out a death note and then hit square or whatever the button is and cap them. They should definitely be able to do that without a doubt. So I say keep the notebooks off. Approaching player warning, keep that on. No, honestly, this is 50-50. If you want it to lean Kira heavy, keep it off. If you want it to lean Kira, um, if you want to lean L heavy, turn it on. But in reality, it should almost always be on because the game feels extremely broken without it. Like, there's no way, and I mean no way to tell that your ID got stolen without it. You'll never have a clue. Like, I know people are like over jittery and over excited when they see it, but without it, you never know. Because people don't understand that that goes off whether you're good or bad. All right. Again, I think these are the perfect settings for enjoying this game in general, but more specifically, enjoying this game now that Mello is involved. So, to everyone involved, everyone out there, I hope you enjoy. I hope you get the best out of this game. Let's have some fun together. If you hear a black man doing a fake accent like he was in the play Hamilton, then beware, my friends, because it's probably me. But no, real talk. I I I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you enjoy this game. All right, peace.